Hi, I'm Mugs McConnell from South Okanagan Yoga Academy, and today I want to talk to you about the meditation seat or the pranayama seat. And to me, this is an important aspect of your success in pranayama and meditation in how you sit. So this wonderful book, Pranayama by Swami Kuvalayananda, is an excellent resource, and my teacher Hari had me learn from this book, particularly in pranayama. So one of the things that Swami Kuvalayananda founded, or if he didn't find it, he spent a lot of years with it, is the Kaivalyadhama Institute in India. And they did yoga research and put out amazing magazines. I have several copies from the 1930s. And they did a lot of yoga research and continue today doing yoga research. So one of the things that he talks about in this book, Pranayama, on page 54, is about how you sit when you breathe. So if you just relax your belly, please do that for me now, and take in a nice deep breath, breathing into the lower, middle, and upper lungs. And exhale. Breathing in and breathing out. Okay. So when I relax the abdomen, which some call belly breathing, which is a completely different purpose than for pranayama, I feel an expansion here, but not so much in my rib cage. It's very difficult to get the breath up there. So here's what he says. Special care is to be taken of the abdominal muscles. They should be kept under proper control with a very slight contraction, which is to be maintained throughout the inhalation. The Western physical culturists advise their followers to draw out the abdomen at the time of inhalation. In our opinion, this is due to some wrong conceptions about the physiology of deep breathing. They appear to be under the impression that they can bring in a larger quantity of fresh air and consequently of oxygen if they were to draw out their abdomen. But in the laboratory evidence that we have collected in the ashrama, we have found this to be an error of judgment. The fact is that the controlled abdomen allows at a time more oxygen to be inhaled than a protracted abdomen. So what does this all mean? Again, let's just try to relax this abdominal region and take in a deep breath and exhale. Now, for comparison, we want to have a slight engagement of the abdominal muscles below the belly button. So I'm going to turn sideways. And that means in this area. Now, my teacher, Eric Schiffman, taught a beautiful way to find this sweet spot. So if we stretch forward, lengthen that spine, and come back to sitting, and then lean back a little further than you normally would. So you're really engaging here, but that's too much. That's too much engagement. And then you lean forward, so now the belly relaxes. That's not enough. So find that place right in the middle where you can sit tall with a slight engagement in this lower abdomen. That's the spot, okay? So too far back, you're grabbing to stay upright. Too far forward, the belly is relaxed, the abdomen is relaxed. So it's this spot right in between. And it does take practice. Okay, so I'm sitting here. I've leaned back, leaned forward, found my sweet spot. Now try to take in that deep breath with this slight engagement below the belly button. Feel that expansion in the rib cage. Exhale from the lower, middle, and upper. Inhale, lower, middle, upper. Lungs. Exhale, lower, middle, upper lungs. Can you feel now the rib cage expansion as you breathe? Breathe in. And breathe out. Beautiful expansion in this rib cage area versus relax that belly. So just lean a little forward, relax that abdomen and breathe. See how hard it is to get the breath into the upper part of the rib cage. And then lean back again, just to find where you need to engage in order to stay upright. Breathe in. And breathe out. This is magnificent for getting the expansion of the rib cage. So getting more air, more oxygen into the lungs. And that is what Swami Kuvalayananda is teaching us in that phrase. I have this in my book as well under, it's called Controlled Lower Abdomen, Letters from the Yoga Masters, on page 57. And it explains exactly the same thing because this is how I was taught from this wonderful Swami in the Kaivalyadhama ashram in India. It's made a huge difference to my practice. If we take this concept into our meditation, we want to have an upright spine. So often in meditation, we'll end up slouching, or we want to sit against the wall simply because it's so much effort to stay upright. So this is like your yoga asana practice, to learn how to sit upright and to train these abdominal muscles and the low back muscles to hold you upright so that the spine is nice and straight with its natural curves as opposed to slouching. So it definitely does take practice. I wanted to just say one more thing on this that I felt was quite supportive of this as well. And it's from Mr. Iyengar's book, Light on Yoga, in his section there on Pranayama. And he says, fill the lungs up to the brim, right? So for our Western culture, we could think that means relaxing the abdomen in order to accomplish that. And then he says, care should be taken not to bloat the abdomen in the process of inhalation. And so Swami Kuvalayananda says that this is the key for this expansion of the lungs to get in the greater oxygen and air into the chest cavity for pretty much all pranayamas, except those like Kapalabhati, where we need to move the diaphragm, and Bhastrika. Those ones, you need to have this area relaxed. But if you're doing your alternate nostril breathing or other breathing practices, I think that if you want to get that beautiful expansion in the chest cavity, Swami Kuvalayananda's advice is the best to take, with this slight firmness below the navel. Thank you. I hope this has been helpful for you today, and have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.